We're going to start off with a moment of silence. So anything, you feel free to pray, anything that you do to find spirituality and comfort. So just please take a moment of silence. Thank you. I actually, he doesn't know I'm going to introduce him, but Bob Horner from St. Luke's Church. I would like for you to say a few words. Where is he? There you go. Bob, we work together on the Holy Land Peace Partnership group, so thank you very much for being here.
What do you want me to say? What was this all?
Words of comfort. He's sassy, so be careful, guys.
Well, I don't know what you got me into, but there seems to be a pattern here going on here. But I don't know what to say, but what I am going to say is that about a year ago, my eyes had opened up to what's going on between the Israelis and the Palestinians at an event at St. Luke's Church. And through the course of learning, understanding, talking, and really making some terrific friends in the Muslim community, it's really changed my life. And I wouldn't say this unless I sincerely mean it, because I know that the people who do, that I've come in contact with, know I'm sincere about it. I'm so proud of Rasha, as we all should be, about her comments that she's made on CNN and PBS and all the work that she's done. I mean, it's terrific to be in the same company and know her as a friend. And, we're going to continue this work to try to find peace in the Holy Land. If we can find peace in the Holy Land, we can find peace in the world, as far as I'm concerned. And it's just, I've met some terrific people here through these events that Rasha and Amani and the folks that have introduced me to, and I just love being around this community, and it's really made a big impact in my life, and I really thank you for changing the way I look at the Muslim community. Not that it was negative, it was just kind of empty, but you guys have really fulfilled that, and I really appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Bob.
Am I done?
Yeah, it was perfect. Imam Sykes, who needs no introduction at all, is our mentor, an imam that really holds it down for the women in the community. We thank you for that.
Before I make this dua, I have a confession to make. I'm probably the only imam in the world that co-facilitated the LGBTQ group at UCF for 2 years with Dr. David Tredinnick. It was an honor to do that. I felt so humbled that God allowed me to be with that group of people and to learn about them more intimately and to touch them and to be touched by their lives. So tonight I lift my hands to the Almighty God of all of us, of every one of us. And I say, oh Allah, I ask you to help us, each of us, to open our hearts wide to the person on our right and to the person on our left, to extend our hearts to love, regardless of whatever we're going through, regardless of our egos, regardless of our arrogance, our pain, our rage, whatever we're feeling. Enable us, give us the courage and the strength to just accept and affirm as our prophet. Our beloved prophet was on the front line, accepting, affirming all people for who they were, for whatever religion they were, for whatever tribe they were. For as it is said in the Quran, Allah came, He created us in different tribes, not that we would despise one another, but that we would get to know each other. So, oh Allah, help us to get to know each other, to really understand each other, to really identify with each other. So that that person to our right and that person to the left can walk away and say, they got me. So we ask you that we will benefit and that we will grow, that the city beautiful will fruit, that its fruit will be born to all people, to every single Latino, every single marginalized group. We thank you for this opportunity, and we ask you to bless every single person that's here. Ameen.
Ameen. I want to invite Denise and Jaleesa to speak. You can stand where you're at because we want to see people too.
So hi everyone, my name is Denise Diaz. I'm also a friend of Rasha, but I run Jobs with Justice, which is an organization that brings together different organizations and communities to work together on justice, economic justice and social justice. And so I would just say that in December, I remember when we did an event called the Solidarity Not Charity Dinner, and we were very clear about how we were bringing groups together that needed to be in relationship with each other. And I remember Rasha was there, and I remember Ida from Equality Florida were there, and they had, you know, said, okay, I'll give you solidarity, you know, and we never knew, you know, it would never have occurred to my mind that this was when it would be needed. But it is. And the beauty of it is that now we are bringing these relationships before this crisis that was meant to conquer and divide us. And I really feel like in this moment we are conquering the divide. And so with that, I am so grateful and so humbled to be here with all of you, because we are moving forward in a beautiful way.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Julissa Arce. I work with Organize Now out of Orlando, and we are a nonprofit organization that dedicates itself to social, racial, and economic justice in the Orlando community. I'm a little bit at a loss for words, so I apologize if it sounds a little, how I say, a little raggedy. But I want to speak from the heart, because when it was a little bit of a shock, a big shock for me. I didn't really hit me, honestly, and I was in Miami for a conference, and I saw Rasha on the TV, and I just felt the pain that she had in her voice and in her heart, and it shook me. She's my sister, and I understood the pain that was happening and that was occurring within my community and within my colleagues and my family members, my movement family. And you know, we find it so important to work on unity and to really bridge those gaps between hate and divide. And you know, unfortunately for us this week, we were actually going to have an event on gun violence that we had to turn into an event of love and a coming together and a grieving event. And I just want to say that my heart is with you. My heart is with everybody that's been affected. My heart is with the community. So is Organize Now and our members and our leadership. And you know, we are here to help support in any way that we can. And we're looking to really make sure that somehow, whether it's through healing or however, make sure this doesn't happen to anybody anywhere else. So thank you.
Thanks for being here. I actually wanted, I know that you guys are kind of getting, but it's really important to introduce this next person. She's actually been behind the scenes for a lot of the movement that's been going on the legwork, and she's a real inspiration to me, and she's really been fighting for what's right and not getting caught in the midst of all it. Please give it up for Ida from Equality Florida.
Oh.
Yes, I'm having a lot of women speak. You go, girl.
Girl power. Hi everybody. I didn't have any prepared remarks. Rasha likes to put folks on the spot, I think, tonight. I'm with Equality Florida. I've been working to fundraise for our Pulse Victim Fund. I've been working to connect victims with the resources that we're providing and that the state and federal government's providing, the city's providing. For Ricardo, you are a survivor, and we're here for you, okay? And for all the folks, I think time has stopped for all of us. Right now, until tonight when I was here laughing with friends, I forgot what it felt like not to feel like this, to have a hole in my heart, knowing that a community that I care about so much and that a tragedy struck so many marginalized communities here, not just in Orlando, but in the country, the LGBTQ community, communities of color, and the Muslim community. We found ourselves in a horrific tragedy. We found a ground zero in our own backyard, but we will make good of this, and events like these and the people in this space and the love that we've seen across the world will make us stronger. And we don't have a choice. We wish we didn't have to do this, but here we are. Hate was inflicted upon us by what my colleague Carlos, I think, said was so true. Not a Muslim, a radical homophobe that murdered innocent people in a place that is a sanctuary for the LGBT community. And together we're going to get through this, and we're going to get stronger, and we're going to do whatever we can to make sure that no community has to face this again. So thank you for everything you're doing. We're so proud to stand with CAIR-Florida and our Latino brothers and sisters and all communities of color. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to ask Robert to close it up, a colleague of mine. He hates me right now. So you know why? Because he was the very first person. On Facebook, it shows you who's watching live video, and he saw me at 5 o'clock in the morning watching it, and he called me up. So, Robert, close it up. You got no pressure.
I was kind of like dreading that Rasha would do this, and of course she would. This has been one of probably the craziest week that I'll ever live, because I woke up at around 3 a.m. on Sunday morning because a friend who lives 2 streets away from me, and we live about pretty much across the street from Pulse. He called me and woke me up and said there's a shooting. I'm like, what are you talking about? And it was at Pulse. It's a place that I drive by every day to work. It's a place where I have many friends who go there. It's a safe place, and for someone to come into my community and from out of town to a place that is a safe place it's one of the scariest things that's ever happened, because it shouldn't happen. We shouldn't live in a society where you should ever fear to go to a place like that. I've kind of been at a loss for words this entire week, because I just haven't been able to wrap my head around this. Like, how does something like this happen so close to home? You see whenever Sandy Hook happened, that was across the country. You see when San Bernardino happened, that was across the country. But then it hits you at home, and you just don't know how to react. You just don't, and you kind of just you just don't. And I think I'm lucky. No one I knew was directly impacted, but I'm also lucky because of the people in my life, like Carlos and Rasha and Ida, the leaders in our community who I don't know how they're doing this. They literally are every day since it happened are there standing for our community and being strong. And I think that they are probably the most wonderful people, because they're able to do this every day. They're there for everybody, and I really just feel so lucky that I have them in my life, and everybody here coming out tonight. It's just been, I don't know when it'll be normal again.
Thanks everybody for coming out.